The number two tough story. I dropped cashew e-cash nuts in the salon for 365 days. Here's what I learned. This is from Blockchain Book.
I think
30
I think
comments, 2,689 sats.
it's
Keyan, what
saloon.
is e-cash? I never heard of it before. So,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, eCash is we've described it a number of
I
times.
love how he just tagged me in this. It's like kind of funny
Oh, did he?
just
Oh,
to troll
It's
me.
part of the lore.
yeah, it is. I think it's part of his experience with it that his posting this every day in the saloon
Was just a troll car.
caused you to block him
I didn't block him. I muted him.
or muted him. Same difference.
No,
As far-
blocking is like you block somebody from your life. Muting is
You're
different.
right. They're very different.
Yeah.
So eCash is like it's like bearer authentication to a custodial service. That's so it's kind of like you're using Wallet of Satoshi, but you don't log in with your email. You just have possession of like a very long string of characters, and that gives you the ability to spend a certain amount of money on something like Wallet of Satoshi, but it's not Wallet of Satoshi. It's an eCash mint. Um, in most cases run by someone you don't know. And yeah, so I think Blockchain Boog did this because he was experimenting with eCash and just kind of curious about how the applications worked. And this was a way for him to get some experience with some of the applications, some of the mints, and see what was up. Because there's a lot of talk in Bitcoin about this being, eCash kind of powering the next wave of either application use or, privately using Bitcoin, that kind of thing. And so he got some experience with it. In general, it appears that he had a sort of negative experience, and he said that he won't be using eCash much anymore. I guess he got rugged once or twice, and then he was using a wallet that he really learned to like a lot towards the end, but then the developer stopped working on it for whatever reason. And then his experience dropping in the saloon was that it appeared that someone had a bot that was like waiting for him to post these eCash nuts and would claim them before a human had a chance. I think he was doing about 1,000 sats a day.
Oh wow!
But yeah, it's a nice critique, I think, for eCash developers. Something to hear. Things like the characters being really long. He didn't understand. Perhaps he could have had a better time fighting the bots if he understood what all the characters meant in the string, so that he could break it up effectively.
I never understood why it was so hideous. Like it was so hideous. Like that long string. It was just so hideous.
It's because it is what is expressing your right to the money in the mint.
Yeah, I get that, but like for the sake of like just pasting it, it's just yeah.
Oh yeah, for as far as like pasting at places, yeah, it's very cumbersome.
It turns people off. It just like, especially like somebody like me who's like very sensitive to like looking at stuff like that on screen. It's just such a turn off. That's why I liked the LNURL. It wasn't that long. It felt smaller. There was always a QR code. Like it just.
Well, you could encode.
Yeah, but you never saw that.
Yeah,
no one ever did that.
It's very early days for eCash. It's kind of complicated technology, and there's only so many people working on it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not blaming anybody or saying anything. I'm just saying like it was very from the very get-go when he started doing it, I was just like, this is so awful looking on the saloon. Eventually, after like a few, I think it was like a couple months, I was just like, yeah, I can't see this anymore. It's just like ruining my experience for the saloon. Because I liked it when he was posting funny stuff on there, and then it was just like, and I love Boog. Like Boog's one of my favorite stackers. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna mute him for a while, and then I unmuted him after like the last 30 days. I've been seeing it, and I was like, okay, I can get back to seeing Boog's stuff again.
It was a cool experiment though to do.
Yeah,
it was an interesting
I wonder
thing.
how he came up with it. I don't think he goes into that in the post here, but it's like, how do you come up with doing that?
Yeah,
That seems like a great way to actually
What's
And
your
doing it as long as he did it
what's
too.
your verdict on eCash now, Pleb Poet? Now that you've
For
seen it,
me,
yeah.
oh, I haven't changed how I feel about it from the beginning. I'm never gonna use it. It's not for me. I don't think.
Oh wow.
She's a Cash App girl, Car.
Yep.
Keyan, what's your verdict on it?
Uh, I don't really have a verdict on. I don't like. I really dislike when people judge technology point in time, especially technology that people are working on and improving.
Yeah. What's your
I think it's early. That's what I would
okay?
say. It's early. I think we don't really know what
So
bearing
it's so
authentication
so
into
so
a
it's like
custodial service.
liquid 2020 then right now is what you're saying.
That is not what I said at all. I said it's early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like liquid 2020 right now. That's my take on it. Has I think it's still early. It doesn't really know. It doesn't really have a use case outside of like the devs to use it for. It's like a souped up version of LM bits. At least that's what it looks like to me.
It's a little bit different because it has this privacy thing. The UX is slightly different, or quite a bit different, and it allows for alternative use cases given that the UX is it's like different requirements and liveness requirements and being online or not online depending on
Sure.
whether like the sender can send stuff offline.
I think right now, if the gulag came, like if we all got sent to the gulag, like it would be good for right now if like everything hit the fan. Then we could spin up mints and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. If like crap hit the fan, I think it would be a good use case for that. But I don't know if that's coming anytime soon, or at least right now.
Yeah, I definitely don't see any gulag officials coming our way.
Yeah, at least not yet. So it's like a breaking case of tech. It's a breaking case of emergency technology. So it's good to have, but outside of that, yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely not ready for anyone but Boog, who's like an early adopter
yeah,
and likes experimenting, or devs who like creating the tech, the software that
yeah.
early adopters can experiment with. So
It's also too like with the whole light spark thing, kind of what you were explaining a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna play out with eCash and stuff. So we'll see.
yeah, I think to not just leave the point unexplained. Lightspark's state chain has a federated group of, I think what they do not, what do they call them? They don't call them collaborators. What do they call them? Operators. I think they have a federation of operators that is, and their regulatory cover is is pretty much identical to Fediment's regulatory cover, which is an eCash uh, eCash protocol,
Yeah,
federated eCash protocol. And so, is Fediment desirable because it has this regulatory cover? If that's true, then people will use something like the state chain implementation that Spark is working on. But if eCash has valuable properties, like some of these trade-offs that you make and some of these benefits that you get from it, like privacy and things, then perhaps eCash has more use than just the regulatory cover, or if Bettyment in particular has more.
yeah. There's definitely probably some learnings there they could probably take from them. I would imagine, but I don't know how it's gonna play out.
Indeed, it is early. But yeah, cool experiment, Boog.
Yeah, really cool. Um,